Hey, good morning, everybody. Pastor Scott here. Finally, the moment that we've been waiting for. It's been reported that the County Health Commissioner will announce this Saturday that churches can potentially open up again this weekend, provided that they adhere to some recommended guidelines. But our sermons will continue to be available online for those who are understandably not quite ready to return. So as such, it is our plan to regather at our regular worship time at 11 a.m. this Sunday, barring any last-minute announcement from the county. But worship is going to look a little bit different. I'm reminded of Israel's regathering after the king of Persia allowed them to return from their exile to Jerusalem and rebuild the temple. They had been in exile for so long that they had forgotten God's promises and who they were as God's people. And when Ezra read from the Torah, the people wept for joy. But those who were old enough to remember the temple in its former glory wept because the temple was far less glorious than it was in its previous time. Well, when we gather this week, things are going to look a little bit different. We're going to ask those of you who feel comfortable joining us to wear a mask as a courtesy to others. If you don't have one, one will be provided for you. There'll be no children's program or child care provided at this time. We are going to practice social distancing, sitting in every other row and seated on both opposite ends of each row per family group. We will have recorded music, but no live worship. There'll be no passing of the peace or gathering in the foyer. We're going to ask people to socialize either before or after the service in the parking lot outside. We're not going to pass the plate, but there'll be a plate available for you to drop God's tithes and your offerings in on your way in or out as you feel led, or you can continue to mail them in like we've been doing. Vince will lead us in an open time of praise and prayer during the announcement portion, followed by my sermon. We want this to very much feel as much as possible like our normal worship gathering, but we recognize that following these guidelines in an effort to provide a safe and healthy worship experience is going to feel a little bit like those who were old enough to remember the temple in its former glory. But God's people will gather. God's name will be lifted high. God's word will be praised and preached. And we've missed you. And we're excited and we look forward to being able to gather again. Thank you for joining me. Hope to see you. God bless.